Alright guys, this is the Cricket Connoisseur. I'm just making a video about really the team that they really should have played against Sri Lanka, but the changes they've lost 3-0 to Sri Lanka, the changes they need to make in my opinion, and some players that need to come in, some players that need to come out, and just a little bit explanation that I want to give in my opinion. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, like, comment, put some comment what you think and everything, any positive or negative, any improvements you want, anything. So I've got here, you can see on the screen, I've got, well, the first player is a new player, Ahsan Ali. So he's one player I've picked out because well, in the the last PSL in this year 2018, had a strike rate of 130, and me remembering what he did, he was quite an attacking player. And I think 130 strike rate is pretty good. Obviously he was playing against some international bowlers and he was doing well. So 130 strike rate, and I think he should be put in the team. Number two, Babar Azam didn't have the best tournament, T20, but he's the number one batsman in the world. He is consistent. Normally he's very consistent, and I think he's a good like role model for younger players as well. I think to show obviously he's worked hard and how good he is. Number three, I got Haris Sahel. I don't know why he didn't get picked for the first two T20s. Well, I sort of know. The chief selector, which we know is Misbah, he decided to put Ahmed Shahzad and Umar Akmal in the team. I think bringing two new players they're old players, but new players as in they haven't played for a while. They were going to play them. They weren't going to bring in players and then not play them. So Haris Sahel was sort of Umar Akmal's number three. Umar Akmal normally was batting there, and he got two ducks, and Haris Sahel was coming off good form over the coming in good form, and I think he's a player who can play all three formats and who can up the gears. Test matches can, not block, but play the test match way, defend when he needs to defend, counter attack. He can play ODIs as well and T20 as well. If you remember, one thing I remember, there was a quote of him when Pakistan played England in a series before the World Cup, like ODI series. They played one T20 in Cardiff, and there was a quote before, and a few months before that he said, you're going to see me playing, if you see me playing in the T20 squad, you're going to see me playing a lot more attacking. And it happened. I think in that game he had a really good strike rate. He had played a pretty long innings, and I think he's had a strike rate of like 140 or something. Very, very good. He started, like from get-go, he started quick. And I think he's a really good player that unfortunately has had injuries, but he's coming back, and I think he's a good player. Now number four is a new player, Rizwan Hussain, and the reason I've picked him, that he's got an average of 34 in domestic cricket, T20 tournaments, so that's good. That means he's consistent. He's a big guy, and this one of the things is that we haven't got that six hitting ability. They talk about at the end of the innings, you need it in the middle as well. We've hit like 3-4 sixes in the tournament, in the series. Rizwan Hussain, he's 6'1", so he's big, so only big, and he's got a strike rate of 131, which is a healthy strike rate, and he's hit 10 sixes in the national T20 Cup last year. And if you actually check the list of strike rates of that tournament, the people that have the 130 strike rate in that region, they hit like 3 to 4 sixes in the tournament. He's at 10, which means he can hit sixes. That's what the shots he looks for. He in the PSL, now I've just remembered, I think he only played like a handful of games, not even 5. He played like 2-3 games, and he was poor. He didn't play well, but obviously he didn't get enough of a chance. It was only a few games. So hopefully there's a T20 Cup coming up now, 2019, in a few weeks. Hopefully, I'm not sure which team he plays for. Hopefully he will play and have some really good performance, and I think he should be in the squad. Obviously this before the tournament coming up in a few weeks, but this is from what's happened before. Safraz, he's under a lot of criticism recently. Poor performances is the main thing. He's hasn't been batting well for a while. He should be he should not be the captain anymore. He should be dropped. His batting's poor. You got to remember, captaincy wise, he's brought Pakistan to the number 1 in the world in T20. Some people forget that. Okay, he's had a bad series, bad World Cup. Yeah, a bad World Cup, but well, okay World Cup. We wanted to win it, but we'll forget about that World Cup. Yeah, he has been poor batting wise, but I think he should still be the captain and for Australia series, and depends how well he does in Australia and the upcoming series. I think he should get a little bit more time. So we've got Asif Ali, who isn't the most consistent, but the problem was he batted quite low in this series. If you actually look when he came in some of the time, he came in quite late, so wasn't given enough innings wise. He wasn't given long enough to get in. You don't need a couple of balls, 3, 4, 5 balls to get in, and then you still need time. In T20 you can give a bit of time for yourself. The next player I got Imad Wasim. He's been excellent. Batting, bowling wise, one of the best in the world. T20, I think we're talking about T20 at the moment. We won't talk about ODIs, but T20 wise, because he bowls wicket to wicket. He bowls wicket to wicket, attacks the stumps, LBW. He bowls a lot of dots, and he puts pressure under the batsman, and that's why he gets a lot of wickets. And batting wise, he's very good as well. He's very destructive. He can hit the big shots. And next, I've got Amir Yamin, who wasn't in the squad, but this is another player. I think he's had he in the PSL 4. So this last PSL in 2018, he had a strike rate of 139. It was a very good high strike rate. Obviously, he batted quite low. It means he can hit. I still remember the series he played in 2000, and it was 2017. I'm just trying to think. 2017, like near the end of it was the 2000 start of it was the end of 2017, start of 2019, 18, something like that. And that was New Zealand, and he came in and he hit. I think he scored. I think in T20s, I think that's the only innings he scored 15 off like 3-4 balls, and it shows you can hit the big shots from the start, from get go. And obviously he's a bowler, and in my mind he's sort of the replacement for Fahim. He's been very inconsistent for him. He hasn't been that player we thought he would be coming at the end. He's hit a couple of performances, but it's been bad consistency. So that's what I'm saying about him. I think Amir Yamin should be given a chance. We got Muhammad Amir, good form. He's not playing test matches, so me personally, I'm looking for even better performances from him. He's not playing test match cricket, only ODIs and T20. So. And then we got Shaheen Afridi. Unfortunately, he was injured for this series against Sri Lanka, but hopefully he'll be fully fit to come back and play against Australia. I think it'll be his first time in Australia, I believe. The pitches will suit him. He's tall, he's quick. They'll, I think, suit him quite well. And Hasnain, another player, because obviously Hasnain, he was in this squad and he played 2 games. And I believe it was 2 games he played, yeah. And if you look... he can be expensive, that's because he's inexperienced, but he can bowl well as well. He's quick, he bowls fast, especially in Australia. If you're thinking in Australia, he'll be perfect. And he needs to learn and play as much as possible, because before the PSL, obviously he got known because of the PSL this year. Was it? Yeah, this year PSL, that's how he sort of made his name. If you looked, I think he had some back issue for the year before. And he didn't play for a whole year, I believe. I think Ramiz Raja said it in commentary in the PSL. So it means he needs to just play, keep fit and everything. And even if you think if he goes for runs, Wahab Riaz went for like 40 runs and won the T20s. So you'd rather have Hasnain, who's young, learning, that goes for a few runs. But obviously the more he plays, I think he will improve. So I think he's another player we should have in the team. Now I've got a few players here. You can see I've got 4 players that I've sort of put. They'll probably be in the squad. I'm getting a squad of 15. Usman Khan, like he's there. He's T20 wise, he is expensive, and that's the problem. And I think technique wise, it's because the way he bowls is, the angle he swings the ball away from the right hander, and he's a bit too one dimensional. Even in ODIs, he's had good performances, but in T20 wise, he does be expensive. I feel he doesn't bowl. He doesn't bowl the change-up. He doesn't bowl the slower ball or the Yorker often enough. I think he sort of sometimes is a bit too persistent on that good length. So sometimes. And one thing he's improved on, what you have to give credit, is his no balls. Because a year and a half ago, he was bowling a lot of no balls. And that was a big thing about him that I was not happy. If you're bowling no balls consistently, especially bowling at the death, no thank you, And we've got Ahmad Butt, who's a young batsman, a young all-rounder. I've sort of got there. He's had good performances also in the sort of domestic. He's got a high strike rate in the last T20 Cup, and he's 23, so he's young. So another player, maybe to put in the squad and to have a look at. We got Fakhar Zaman there, who's been very poor recently. In quite a while, he's been very inconsistent. It's not even inconsistent. He's just been not scoring big runs. So it's not even like he's been scoring maybe a 50 or 60 in the next few. It's been very low average across this year, and he needs. I think is a technique wise. If you look in the T20s, the last one, first ball exposed all three stumps, and he just played an I don't know what sort of shot he played. He sort of just let the ball through, hit his pad, wicket out. It was very poor, and I think he needs to work on his technique with the batting coach, who's I believe is Misbah. We haven't actually got a batting coach, so obviously we know. I think a lot of people making jokes about he's the coach, he's the chief selector and batting coach sort of as well. So they probably need to bring in a batting coach, but we'll see. And he does need to improve his technique, a bit more technical. I've got Shadab in the squad. He has been poor of a while now, and I think he just needs. He was ill before the World Cup. He had hepatitis B, I believe. He was ill. He got treatment and everything, and I had a feeling he wouldn't have the best World Cup because he hadn't played in the ODIs before the World Cup against England to get a bit of practice. I think he did play some sort of some cricket, not county in England, some sort of cricket, but but he didn't have enough practice. Would you not practice? Yeah, practice you could call it. So I think he should still be in the squad, but he needs to hopefully improve. Obviously, because it's Australia, I've got four fast bowlers. Amri Amin as the all-rounder, four fast bowlers, Imad, and you could see if, let's say, Amri Amin doesn't bowl well or is off colour or whatever, you can switch it up, have Shadab in for Amri Amin, or if let's say Amri Amin is bowling really well and Hasnain is not, bring in Shadab. You can have Shaheen, Amir and Yamin as the three fast bowlers, Imad and Shadab. So that's sort of the squad I've got that I think they should have used for the Sri Lanka series, and then I think this is sort of the team that we should use. So I've gone through the team. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna put my Twitter in the comments in the description below. Follow me on Twitter, and make sure you tune in for the next video. This has been the Cricket Connoisseur.